so many people from so many different countries. Obviously, we need different measurement systems, I guess, on here. I don't know.
Very cool. Okay, tell me your trail name, age, and where you are from.
My trail name is Mouth. I'm 19 years old, and I'm from Olympia, Washington.
Black Widow is my trail name. I'm 33 and I'm from Massachusetts.
I just turned 28 yesterday. Oh my god, I'm so old now. Thank you. I'm from Switzerland and my trail name is Thrift Shop. Guess why? Thrift Shop. Because I always buy shit in Thrift Shop.
My trail name is Mountain Dew. I'm from Texas and I am 30.
My trail name's Panchita. I'm 28 and I'm from Connecticut.
I'm Monster. I'm 28 and I'm originally from Maryland, but most recently I'm from Chicago.
I'm Cheez-It. I'm also 28. We're married and from Chicago too.
LOL, that's my trail name. I'm 33 and I currently live in Phoenix, but I'm from Mississippi.
I'm JFC, or Jesus fucking Christ, 25 years old, and I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Do you know what mile are we at now?
We're at mile 702.2.
We are at mile 702, but we're off the trail at Grumpy Bear's retreat.
Can we cheat?
1600 and change.
Ooh, 1600, roughly.
1600 at this point, I believe.
Do you know what mile are we at?
2,200 maybe?
So
700 around.
oh, it's 700 now?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you proud of yourself?
I am proud of myself.
Of course, I am very proud of myself. Yeah.
I haven't soaked it all in yet. It hasn't hit me. But yeah, I'm pretty proud, I guess. 700 is pretty good.
I'm very proud of myself. I feel like even if I quit tomorrow, I'd still be happy with my experience.
Yeah, I am proud of myself so far.
Are you proud of yourself?
Yeah. I'm proud of us.
Yeah, I feel good about this.
You're thinking, like, you're not sure?
No, my parents just say all the time, like, oh, we're so proud of you and it's so amazing what you're doing. And I think when you look back at it, it can be like, yeah, I'm really proud and it's great. But on the day-to-day, it just feels like I'm just walking and I'm like just sweating so much and your pack's just so heavy. So like day-to-day, it doesn't feel like you're doing anything amazing. It feels like you're doing a hard thing over and over again.
Okay. Are you proud of yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, you could say that in a sense. It's hard to feel proud of just walking every day, I guess. I feel proud that I've made it this far when I know so many people have quit. Yeah, I'm not really a person who, I guess, says they're, like, proud of things that they do, because I chose to do this, right? So I can't really be proud of myself for doing something that I chose to do anyways, I guess, just inherently.
So on the trail you have a lot of time to think. What are you thinking about?
Most of the time I'm not thinking about anything, I don't think. I spent a lot of time in the beginning thinking, even went through different cycles of my life to think about different memories, how they really impacted me to put me where I am here today, I guess. The compounding events that lead us to do things. Because it's weird to think how many just simple decisions lead you to be on a trail for 6 months.
I could just go through kind of self-reflections in terms of how I interact with people. I don't think it's particularly different being out here versus being at home. It's the same thing, but I have more time to practice it here.
I don't know, life in general. How many more miles I have to go and when am I gonna eat and many things.
It depends. Sometimes there are really easy, stupid things of life, but also really deep questions and heavy answers. Sometimes I'm just crying under my sunglasses for days, but it's a good experience. It's always in a positive thing. It's never sad or something. It's always positive.
Everything. Well, I really think about the environment and the land and the people that have come here before us, like the natives, and even just the plants and animals that have been here, like since the beginning of time.
What are you thinking about then?
Oh man, the most random things will pop through my head, like some YouTube video I saw 2 years ago, or where I want to be in 10 years, or I don't even know. Like, that lizard looked really cool. I'm gonna think about it for the next 10 miles. Like anything.
I think a lot about the future and kind of like what I want to do with my life after trail, after walking.
Is this what I want? Am I pursuing goals that I have? Am I living in this way that I think is good and like helpful to other people? And so I think the trail's like a really good time to think about things like that and to think about like, yeah, larger life plans and saying, okay, we're having this really special intentional time here on trail, but that only matters if we can also bring that into our regular lives.
Oh, a lot of stuff. I think about where I'm gonna be after the trail. I think a lot about my next dog that I'm gonna have. I see day hikers with their dog and it makes me miss dogs. I think about Snickers a lot. And food.
Goodbye? Why?
Because I'm so hungry all the time.
I'm thinking about water, food. That's
just-
it.
I also think a lot about food.
Yeah, there's tons of that. Oh my gosh, so much food. And then just like the most random memories from your childhood where you're like, that one time my 3rd grade teacher was mean to me.
You are not fed up with Snickers already?
No, I bought 8 more today. Sometimes when I think too much, I trip and fall. So I don't like listening to a lot of books and podcasts and stuff like that, but I've actually gotten to the point where on some of these long, like hot uphills, I listen to audiobooks. So I think a lot about like that.
Same here.
Yeah. You think about a lot of stuff out here, about how the real world is crap.
Okay.
And how much it's nice to just have the little things of like where you're gonna camp and what you're gonna eat and just how you're gonna live. So
What was the most emotional moment in your hike so far?
Ooh. Oh boy. Oh, that's a tough question.
The most emotional part of my hike.
Hitting 500 miles was probably my favorite. That I know, it was mile 93 and it was with you, Adam. I don't know why, but that was the first time I cried on trail. It was just the moment I was completely into this trail, realized, so now that's the life for you next 5 months. That was good. It was mile 93.
Had a one minor meltdown at one point early on just because I was very frustrated with my pack and my water not coming out of my hose. And I tried to fix it, and then I put everything back because I had to take everything out of my pack just to work on this, and then I put everything back and it still wasn't coming out and it was hot, and I just ripped everything out and just like threw my bag.
A lot of emotional moments, mostly in the beginning, missing people back from home, like realizing that you had everything you ever wanted and you left it, so you're like, what the fuck, now I'm out here on the trail. But that was the most emotional time. That has kind of come and gone. Like that comes with the beginning of the trail, I think, in leaving your comfort zone, and then you advance.
And then I had to get it all back and put it back in because I knew I had to deal with it anyway. There's no way around that. So that was maybe my most emotional point.
I'd had a nightmare.
Oh, a nightmare.
Yeah. No, my mom didn't die. But I'd had a dream, and it was a really disturbing dream. And then the next morning, like hummingbirds always remind me of her. And a hummingbird had flown by my tent early in the morning. I don't know, the two together. That entire day, I didn't have cell signal to like be able to text and like just say, hey, are you okay? Like, and check in. And so that day was really weird because like I was hiking by myself the entire day. So sometimes you get in your head a little bit too much.
You kind of had a meltdown.
When did I have a meltdown?
Near pass.
Oh, yeah, no, that's definitely the answer for me. Yeah, no, that's totally right.
Most all of the days are pretty good. Like even if they're hard, they're still worth it.
It was sort of a safety thing, even though there wasn't anything imminent. It just felt like bad. Like, I don't like where we are. I want to be out of this so much. And it was really frustrating. And I cried that night a bunch because I was like, I just don't want to do that again.
As cheesy as it sounds, I guess everybody else is Mount Whitney. I've had a lot of emotional moments on the trail. I've been mad, I've been happy, I've been laughing, I've been feeling love for another person on the trail. I've experienced all these things, but nothing really encapsulates the feeling of being on something like Mount Whitney, I guess.
Yeah, I just remember like looking out at sunset and being like, there's like not many, like maybe like 4 to 6 other people who are seeing this right now, and this is incredible. And I just like kind of like I just had this big smile on my face, and I was just like.
Even though it's just this peak of a mountain, there's something so tantalizing about being on top of literally everything in the landmass of the United States. Like, the view is cool, that's alright, whatever, but just the idea of being able to push your body and your mind to hike up this incredibly long trail that goes up so many feet just to be able to stop at the top and look at a sign that says Mount Whitney. I mean, there's something about that whole experience of the simplicity, but also of how intense it is at the same time. That was just like a mind-blowing moment for me.
I think the most emotional moment on the trail so far was leaving Julian. When I got there, the trail angel who picked me up was talking to me and just thought it was so cool that I was out here so young by myself.
I remember standing at the top and like going past the hut, and then to the right there was this rock that you could climb down and sit on. And I just sat on the rock, rolled a cigarette, smoked a cigarette, and just sat there. I've never felt so good about myself before.
They both just said, like, you have the perfect attitude and spirit to get you to Canada. Like, if you keep going and you don't get hurt, you will make it to Canada. And that just, like, that kind of validation from somebody who wasn't, like, forced to tell me that I was doing things okay, like, just felt really good. And, like, as I was going up to Third Gate Water Cache, I, like, started tearing up a little bit. And I was just, like, thinking about all the support I get from friends, family, and now strangers just was overwhelming.
Any funny moments you remember? Most funny moment?
Losing pink rubber Crocs, hiking in them.
Was it fun?
I don't know if it was fun. No, that was not fun at all. Not fun at all.
I felt like a jerk. It was funny to me at the time.
I've been hiking with a girl named Coconut for a while, and she trips and falls a lot.
So one of my friends came to hike a section with me, and he brought his dog. He had to carry extra water for his dog. It was a long day for all of us, and I was just trying to be funny. But he was like, oh, this sucks. Like, this pack is really heavy. And I was like, I know. I was like, but if it was easy, everybody would do it.
We were on a road walk for an endangered toad closure or something, and she slipped and fell on the road, the flattest part of the trail.
And I felt like such a bitch.
She managed to fall on her butt, and it was just so funny. She kind of turtled over because of her pack, and we sat there for like 30 minutes laughing, just on the side of a road.
What are you afraid of most here on the Pacific Crest Trail?
These are tough questions.
Probably snakes and various other animals that could kill me. That's kind of scary.
I haven't really been too afraid of anything. I mean, obviously mountain lions and bears are scary, but I don't think you can do anything about that, so you kind of already accept when you sign up for this. There's no point in being afraid of that.
Don't tell me spiders.
Not spiders.
Snakes in particular, I didn't see a lot until the last 50 miles or so, and I saw 2 giant rattlesnakes and then a green Mojave rattlesnake, which is aggressive and more poisonous than a regular one. And I was just like, of course, like, right when I'm about to finish the desert, that's when I see all these scary things, when I think I'm clear.
I don't know, I don't really feel scared of anything at this point. I mean, if I come across a bear or a mountain lion, I'll probably be scared, but...
I guess my biggest fear were just more internal, that I wasn't going to be able to hike because I wasn't feeling very strong. And just in the last couple of weeks, my legs started being able to recover faster and hike longer, tripping and twisting your ankle, but you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, I know. I'm scared that my leg is not going to get better. No, I'm not scared. My leg is getting better. But if it doesn't get better, then I'll be sad. So, but it's getting better.
Before I started, I was worried about bears and snakes and even spiders in the tent.
Lightning is one of the things that I hate, being out in nature in a lightning storm. Everything about it scares me, being out in it.
When I hear a rattlesnake, I'm not even turning around anymore. I just think, fuck you.
Every night when I go to bed, I think, what if I wake up and there's a forest fire next door? Am I gonna die in the woods?
I was scared in the beginning about being by myself at certain points, like when it would get dark and I was still hiking and I didn't know if I'd make it to my next destination in time.
If a bear arrives, he has to fight for my food, so I'm gonna fight for my food, believe me. So,
bears are just like big dumb Labradors. Rounded the corner and I was like, oh, a bear! I didn't even see his face. He just popped his head up and he heard me coming, and so he just like ran into the woods, and they don't really care about us.
We were walking along the aqueduct, yeah.
Oh.
And we were night hiking that section, and we're going without headlamps because it's like the moon's out, like it's
And
pretty
it's
bright.
so flat.
Yeah,
you're just
it's
walking on like
flat.
pavement practically.
And so we see something in the middle of the road, and at first we think it's like one of the barriers that you kind of come across, and we're like, no, it's not that. And then I was like, oh, like it looks like it might be some garbage. And then someone was like, no, there's eyes.
It's a dog.
Yeah,
People were like, there's a dog out
Yeah.
here. Oh my god, because someone like we were fumbling with our headlamps trying to get them on.
And then we're hiking with Bookworm, and Bookworm goes, what if it's a body? And at that moment, someone turns on their headlamp, and we see someone lying there.
It's
and
a
we're
body!
just like,
It was like 5 people screaming as loud as they could, like terrified, like heart-rending terrified.
and it was just some hiker in the middle of the trail, like
Intentionally
propped up
laying
on
there
his
to
back.
scare us. He's laying on his back, like looking up at us, just being like, wait till they see me. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was on purpose. He wasn't just like sleeping, he was clearly waiting for us and like 100% got the reaction he wanted.
What would you say it's priceless for you in doing the Pacific Crest Trail?
Just the freedom to make my own choices every day and kind of like plan this adventure how I see fit as I go.
I think getting to do life differently, like having this knowing what it's like to not have a home or to have your home be your tent long term, you know, because you can do that for a week or a weekend, but to have that feeling of like, yeah, we're really out here and we know what it's like to do it for months.
See places that you can't see otherwise. You can't drive there. That's priceless to me.
Having some time to myself and maybe finding myself a little more and gaining a little bit of confidence back that I've lost along the years, I guess.
To lay in your tent or cowboy camp and just watching the stars, and it's such a peaceful moment and you are just out in the bush.
I think being outside just for a long time is
For every hour of every
yeah,
day.
like that's, I don't know, I think that's a hard experience, but it's really, really cool.
Just the memories and the people that I meet. Like, I couldn't do this anywhere else.
like you meet so many cool people, life is simpler. I don't know, it is and it isn't. Like you get into town and then there's chaos, but I think it's more just about like how often do you have a chance to live a different life than your life in the city or your life wherever you came from, where you go to work and you like hang out with your friends. And so while I feel like I miss that, this is like a really cool opportunity to be like, let's do something different for a while.
There's nobody that kind of understands the situation I'm in than the countless other people that are in the same situation out here. So it's kind of nice to just like be totally comfortable, totally myself, in the wilderness, doing kind of whatever I want.
Being able to appreciate the small things. Like the AT really taught me that you shouldn't worry about much of anything in life. As long as you can set up your tent at night and you're comfortable sleeping and you have enough food, there's really nothing else that matters, you know? Like people complain about the color of their couch or that their food doesn't taste right when they're going to a restaurant. I don't know. None of that stuff matters. Just the ability to wake up every morning with this and like is amazing.
Finishing the trail. You can't finish the trail anywhere else. You can't see that monument any other way. I don't care if you're a section hiker, a day hiker. Going to see that monument and just seeing it and doing that little piece from Harts Pass to Manning Park, you can do that. Cool, whatever. You can go see the monument. But to start from the southern tip and hike all the way to Canada, really hike all that way, and finally touch that monument is a feeling that I believe you can't accomplish anywhere else. That to me is the most priceless thing of this entire trail, and that's what keeps me going every single day. And that feeling that I can't understand because I'm not there is something that's so priceless to me. Can never quit the trail just because I want to know what that feeling is.
And what do you absolutely hate in doing the Pacific Crest Trail?
Hiking? No.
My contacts. I'm still swearing every morning when I have to put my contacts in because your hands are so disgusting and dirty and you never can wash them properly.
I hate the food that I have to eat right now. It's always the same stuff.
The filth, just not even just being dirty. I could be dirty for a week, that's fine, I don't care, but just like the contrast from coming from the trail into a big city or a town and like the pollution that you see in some places is kind of the worst part for me.
Shoot, I don't think I really hate anything. Like there's a lot of things that I don't like or I could do without, but like hate, like I knew what I was getting myself into, so if I really hated it, I don't think I would be doing it.
Okay, I like hiking, just maybe not quite this much of it. But I'm still here.
I hate being dirty all the time. Like every second of every day, you're so dirty and just like you can't keep your hands clean. I hate it. I just want to be clean way more.
Being dirty. Yeah, being dirty. Being as dirty as I get.
And it's like, it's ridiculous how fast, like you can spend a whole day in town and be like, I've showered, I've done laundry, I've done like everything and I'm clean, and then 30 seconds later, you're just dirty immediately again. It drives me nuts.
I could do without the mosquitoes. Literally this entire hike would be okay if it weren't for the mosquitoes.
Bugs. I hate the bugs. Mosquitoes get and the flies and then everything's like buzzing around, and the bees, and you're like, why are you around me, bee? I have nothing for you. Yeah, it's just
I don't mind being dirty because there's streams that you can wash off in. I don't mind stinking.
I hate that it becomes a job. I think part of the reason why I was so unfulfilled back home is I had this job that was easy. Every day I went, I did the same things, was never challenged. So the thing that I hate is I started this trail saying, fuck that. I don't want to do this. I want to be fulfilled by something that takes a sense of mystery, wonder, and adventure and rolls it all together into one trail that you just have to walk. And then after a while, you lose all that beginning magic of the beginner through hiker, I guess. And then it becomes a task. Now it's a 9-to-5 job of how many miles I have to do in order to get here so I can resupply, get food, and then do the same thing again, which I feel like is a reason a lot of people quit at this point. It becomes a job, and it becomes a cycle, and then you start to hate the cycle because you're just doing the same thing that you were doing before. But at the same time, I love that because it teaches you to break out of that cycle. And it teaches you to eliminate that behavior pattern, grab hold of yourself and say, I just need to fucking walk.
Why are you doing this? What's your motivation?
To do something for myself and enjoy nature and meet new people.
I call it quarter life crisis.
I wanted something adventurous in my life that was long term and not a vacation, not a short thing and where you're thinking about the end of the trip and going back home, because that happens too often.
Being middle of the 20s and not knowing what you want and whatever. I still don't know, but I decided it's okay to don't know. I don't have to know it.
I didn't really have an answer for what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, and I'm at that point where people expect an answer from you. And I mean, I was a barista, I'm going to community college. Those are two things I could pick back up whenever. So I figured now's as good a time as any to just do self-reflection in the woods for 6 months.
To have fun, to have a good time, to go on an adventure. That's why I'm here.
My motivation to do it is just to do it. Like, I want to see the whole length of the West Coast. I want to hike it. I feel like walking is one way to see things at a slow pace, so you really take everything in.
For me, the appeal was more about getting to experience life at a different pace and getting to do something different, and just sort of saying, like, you don't always have that chance to do that, and so let's take that opportunity.
Just wanted to explore the West Coast because I'd never hiked anything out west before. I'm also doing this for a nonprofit, like as a fundraiser. So that's another reason why I would be really disappointed if I didn't get to Canada.
But it was something like big for you or not?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I had to quit my job, basically move out of where I was living, sell my car. I mean, I pretty much gave up everything, yeah.
Why did you do that?
I just needed a change in life. I was having a really bad time at home, kind of depressed, had a lot of anxiety issues. And the worst thing is that I didn't have anything challenging me in my life. Nothing was pushing me to go further or think further. So I just decided to come on the trail and maybe experience something new. I think almost anybody that comes on a 6-month hike is inherently depressed in some way or another. I mean, or something is wrong, something is not right in their life. Because every person that I've met on the trail doesn't seem to have their life together at all. Or thinks that they do, but they really don't. I think you have to experience that to want to come do a whole 6-month trip. And I think that's why certain people quit, and that's why certain people stay. At the beginning, my only goal was to finish the trail. That's all I wanted out of this trail. I just wanted to see if I could really put all that shit on my back and walk the entire way and not become mentally unstable or get physically hurt. That's all I wanted to do was finish. Then I came into the second stage of thinking where I wanted to develop myself. As I started hiking more alone, I started thinking about all the negative things of my personality and who I am, and it turned into me reflecting on that and trying to change myself as a human being. Now at the stage I'm in, more than, 60% of the way finished, my goal is reverted back to just wanting to finish. I'm at such a good point in my life right now. I feel so good about my personality. I feel great about my future. Everything feels wonderful. So now all I'm focused on is putting one foot on the trail and then putting the other one ahead of it and getting to fucking Canada so I can finish.
Let's imagine you made it and you are in Manning Park and some people are coming and they are giving you a big TV and they are playing you a video which we are recording now. And yeah, what would you like to say to your future self?
Hi, Sally. It's awkward.
You did it! I'm so proud of you.
Good job. You did something with your life, and there's much more to do. So keep going.
I don't know. This is weird. Like,
I wouldn't say anything emotional. I would just be like, fuck yeah, you did it.
I'd say that I'm a badass.
I don't know. Like, but seriously, this trail has been really hard in ways. So if I make it that far, then yeah, I'm a badass. We'll probably be crying when I get there, so I'd probably want to say stop crying.
Man, saying to your future self, that's kind of weird.
Congratulations. Like, who really thought you could do it? Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Thinking about it makes me smile, which I think is really cool. Go home and plan your next through hike.
Good job. You did it. You're probably super hungry, so treat yourself to a burger and probably really good beer.
You're amazing. I love you. Go eat more ice cream.
You're a badass. Now go get Canada food.
Always do what you want to do. Before you started the trail, you were a depressed, angry person who always took no for an answer and never did anything for yourself. Now that we're at this point in your life where you're finished, this trip is over, the 6 months are done, it's time to go back home, take everything in that you've learned on the trip, all the things that you've grown with, go eat a cheeseburger, and have a great time. That's it.
Okay, well, can you explain your trail name?
I talk quite a bit and I'm a little sassy, but mainly it's the talking. I can't pack my bag until I'm done talking to everybody.
From behind I have to look like really colorful with all my stuff hanging out of my bag and, you know, green, orange, red, bright, whatever.
I laugh a lot. It's my trail name from the AT, so I had it on the AT.
Yes, you do. Nice. Did you know that you just passed 1,000 kilometers?
I did. I saw the little thing on the side of the trail. I mean, I don't ever use kilometers because America likes the imperial system for no reason.
Oh boy.
Water, food. That's it.
These are tough questions.
I know. Okay, so let's see. What else am I thinking about?
Bears are just like big dumb Labradors.
You can look to the lens like you were.
Like I'm talking
to yourself.
through there.
We're at mile 702.2.
Wow.
Nailed it.
Nice, yeah.
Come here.
What the?
And I like punishing myself because I think that you have to be a masochist to be out here. Yeah, Darwin's my trail name.
Oh, that's boring.
That's not boring.
I have nothing to.
Professional, ladies and gentlemen. Professional.
I'm not professional. It's my second interview, come on.